We began the year at the new Smyrna Speedway, just a couple hundred miles north of here in Homestead-Miami. The Mel Yellow Smooth Fest with Lane Keys went to victory lane that night. And 119 races later, here we are for the last race of 2023. What a year it has been. We're going to cap it off with a great one here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Ludovic Charette has all but clinched the title. As long as he finishes 34th or higher, he is your champion. But tonight, it's all for the last race of the season and the last race of the year. And you want to end this great year with a race victory. It's the Wawa 250. 42 laps of action here to cap off the season in the Turkey Hill Truck Series at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Merry Christmas, everybody. How's it going? We are here for the last race of the year, and we are excited to see how this one plays out because while it is essentially locked for Ludovic Charette, that owner's title is very close, and we're going to have a lot of fun discussing that tonight. But a lot of fun discussing going into next year, and I know the two gentlemen alongside me will be talking about a couple of drivers in particular, and especially the driver who more than likely will win this title. But what a year it has been, and it's great to be here on Christmas Day for the Wawa 250, the finale race in the 2023 Turkey Hill Truck Series. 42 laps of action here. And one last race victory to be handed out before we close out the year. And I know all these guys want to get that last win before the next year rolls around. Get some momentum into the Wawa Cup Series next year. Going to be a lot of fun. Joined alongside Matt Tuck and Stuart Gratton, as always, it seems, here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And Matt, I'm going to start with you. This owner's title is very close. Your team in the Wawa Cup Series, Stuart Gratton and Gratton Autosport, they're 4 points behind Beacom Quantum Racing, but Triad Racing is only 2 points behind Beacom Quantum Racing. It's essentially a three-way tie going into this. Who do you think is going to get the owner's title here in this Wawa 250 to cap off the Turkey Hill Truck Series?
Well, it's going to be... there goes my voice. It's going to be an exciting six-truck showdown for the owner's title to end this season out. And there's a lot on the line for all these teams. It's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out. Obviously, you're going to see someone like Ludovic Charette, who doesn't need to do a ton tonight to secure his championship. Nicholas Amadeo and Derek Hamill both start up front. And then, of course, you got the Triad trucks. Josh Williamson did not have a good qualifying run, but Nathan Stapleton's up front, and we know the threat that 61 truck has possessed all year. It's going to be an exciting slugfest here for the owner's title, but obviously Gratton Autosports is going to win because that's just what we do at Gratton Autosport.
And where you guys start, I think you guys have the best position. And Stuart, I will ask you, Nicholas Amadeo comes into this race with a mathematical chance of winning the title, and while the odds are not necessarily in his favor, what does he need to do to go to victory lane and get this win at his home racetrack?
Need to start off very aggressive, but also keep it clean, because here at Homestead, it starts off with a lot of 3 wide, potentially even 4 wide sometimes, and then eventually it single files out. So getting to the front early is really important because it is hard to move your way forward, and then on pit road you're going to have to be clean and do all that stuff as well. So clearly there will be a level of aggression. There's a fair bit that needs to happen to make it happen for Nick, but yeah, he's got a good starting spot from 5th. He needs to win tonight. Anything lower than 1st is just not going to win the title. So hopefully, for our sake, that things go well with the 23 and the 51 tonight. Teams Championship, obviously, way more bonus points, way more possible, and we've got a good starting spot for both trucks.
And we'll show you the driver's points real quick here, just to get an idea of what Ludovic Charette has. A 38-point lead on Nicholas Amadeo coming into this race, and the maximum amount of points you can receive in one race is 41. But if you finish second, you lose all those bonus points, and it's 36 points if you lead a lap, and 37 if you lead the most laps if you finish in the second position. So there's no way for Nicholas Amadeo to win this championship unless he wins the race here tonight. Joe Rakowski's 40 points behind. He does not have a mathematical chance because the best he can do is tie with Ludovic Charette in the points, and he does not hold the tiebreaker on Ludovic Charette, so he's not going to be a 2-time Truck Series champion. And then Nathan Staple and Bruno Diacomo trying to get some positions there in the standings. Not that it really means anything, but both drivers have had excellent seasons, and they want to get in the top 5 in points and stay there. as we close out the season. But here are the owners' points, and this is where things get very interesting. And while we won't have the graphic on the corner, it's just a little too much work for me with how busy I currently am. We are definitely going to focus on that here tonight. Beacon Quantum Racing, that's Trey Bartow and Ludovic Charette, 796 points on the season. Triad Racing, that's Nathan Stapleton and Josh Williamson, 794 points on the season. And then Grattan Autosport, Nicholas Samadeo, Derek Hamill, 792 points on the season. And then, if you really want to be technical with this, if things go crazy enough, Chase Harris could pull something with Millennium Motorsports. Philip Torres and Joe Rutkowski, 775 points. They still have a mathematical chance at this owner's title as well. The way they all start, Grattan Autosport has the best opportunity to win this owner's title, but it's going to be a crazy race, I feel like. We're going to have a cycle of pit stops a little bit past halfway, and anybody can get this race victory. Homestead is kind of a wild card track. You know, we have all these races throughout the season, and lots of times this race is won by someone who has not won a race yet this season. That might play in Nicholas Samadeo's favor, with this being his home track as well. Let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off here for one last time here on Christmas Day here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And it's Caleb Rose, who called a great race last night with the Christmas Eve showdown. That was an excellent one right there. He's alongside Joe Rutkowski to start this one off here from Homestead. You got Thomas Troxel and Bruno Diacomo there in row number 2, and then Nicholas Samadeo there starting in the 5th position alongside Nathan Stapleton. Roberto Crown Jr. to the inside of Derek Hamill, and Avery Alford to the inside of Trey Bartow. And Ludovic Charette, who more than likely will win the Truck Series Championship here tonight, starts there in the 14th position. Or actually, 16th position. 15th. Can't math right now. All right, Matt and then Stuart. Final picks of the season. Who is getting this race victory here tonight in the Wawa 250?
Well, I think we're going to see somebody work some magic tonight, and that somebody tonight is going to be Blaine Keys. He's going to work his way through the front. We saw him do this at Chicagoland, and I think he's got one more in him to end the year out.
I was actually going to pick Blaine, but now that that's out the window, I'll go. I'm not going to jinx my drivers. I'll go Roberto Crown Jr. in the 01 to grab, nearly won at Daytona to start the year. We'll finish the year with a win.
We'll have to see what they can do in that 01 machine. It's been a solid year for him, trying to get top 10 in the points there. Thank you guys so much for a great year. That's all I got to say, and we're going to cap it off with a great one here in 2023. Caleb Rose and Joe Rutkowski lead us off. Here we go. Green in the air on Christmas Day in the Wawa 250. Caleb Rose will lead lap number 1. Bonus point towards the championship for him. Not that it really matters too much. He's been kind of deep in the points this year. You got Bruno Diacomo, Nicholas Samadeo all battling with Joe Rutkowski, but Caleb Rose trying to pull away from the field here. And this ain't M&M Super Speedway, so if you got a big lead, that may be working in Caleb's favor here. But here we go. Samadeo trying to make some moves there on the inside. Avery Alford, Blaine Keys on the inside lane as well, but both lines kind of equal right now early on in this race.
And we saw that 33 truck was just able to absolutely blast away off the start. Bruno Diacomo got switched around, got from the top to the bottom, and is making his way through the field. We see Samadeo is fighting his way up through the field. Roberto Crown Jr. is up in there. Ludovic Charette's up a couple spots. A great start to this race for him. Ooh, this is going to get dicey. I will say one thing Charette has to be careful about. I don't think it's going to happen, but you could end up in a bad situation here, getting very, very aggressive up front with these guys early that Samadeo, if he wasn't involved in, could take advantage of. But, oh boy.
We'll have to see if that happens. I don't think it's going to be like how it was yesterday at M&M Super Speedway, but you know what? You got to be careful. You never know what could happen, and as long as Ludovic is running in this position, he's got nothing to worry about. That Turkey Truck Series Championship is, in fact, his. What were you talking about, Blaine, there, Matt? Already up to 4th there for Blaine Keys in the 1 machine. You know, he started the year off with a race victory in the Mello Yellow Smooth Fest, and he's got a good opportunity at capping the year off with a win as well. And that number 1 has been very fast. Obviously got the win at Chicagoland, and he's already up to 4th here, 5 laps into the race.
Yeah, indeed. fantastic start for him and Ludovic, both moving their way forward from just outside the top 10. You see Nick's doing what he can. He's going for second here underneath of Diacomo. Good start for our two guys because Derek's got back to the inside. He's going for sixth underneath of Alfred back there. You got Blake Keys trying to go through the middle. That's an interesting strategy. We can see the middle work here at Homestead, and he's been able to pull that off. Look at the run he gets through there, and actually second across the line, ahead of both Samadeo and Diacomo. That's a fantastic move. He's going to clear them both. So the one truck, once again, proving back into the year that might be the quickest overall truck. Just things didn't quite work out for him to start the season, but Nick's cleared for third once again, and he's got the 14 right behind. And the good thing for Nick as well, even if he doesn't win the championship, there's of course that battle for second that Joe Ratkowski.
Try it ain't winning the title, guys.
Oh, here we go.
And that's unfortunate for Josh Williamson. Josh had started pole the last two races, had a terrible qualifying effort here at Homestead, and with that, unfortunately, Travis Crampton's team is not going to have enough to be able to get around the Beacom Quantum Racing team. Blaine Keys going for the race lead. He's making that look easy. And I know you guys got a lot going on for your team there at Team Velocitar, Matt, and Blaine's a solid driver, and I'm intrigued to see what he does next year with Racing Motorsports and Aaron Abel. Those guys, they only got the one win late in the year with Christian Master, but they're going to have Blaine Keys and Justin Zidell on that team in 2024, and they might pull something off next year. Ludovic Charette to the inside, Nicholas Samadeo. And I think at this point for Samadeo, he's aware that this title is probably not going to go to him, but I'm sure he'd still love to get the race victory. I mean, he went the entire Wawa Cup Series without a win, this entire season without a win, and this is home racetrack. I know he'd love to win here, but slipping back just a little bit there in that 23 machine.
Well, I mean, if you are the 23, knowing that the Drivers' Championship at this point in the race with Josh Williamson out of the race is basically a done deal, you still got something to fight for in the Constructors' Championship, and with his teammate Derek Hamill just lurking right behind him, there's definitely a lot to play for Grattan Autosport here tonight, and I think they'd be leading right now in the Constructors as well, with both of these trucks running in between, splitting the Beacom Quantum Racing boys. Oh boy, these guys, Trey Bartow's in the middle of an absolute dogfight for some mid-pack positions, but we'll see what Samadeo can do and see if he can turn his truck on later in the race, but right now it's going to be, how do you chase down this number one of Blaine Keys, who moved up 13 positions in about 8 laps? That's a hard thing to do just about anywhere except Daytona and Talladega and NR.
Well, how you do it is you are the Turkey Hill Truck Series champion and you're a better driver all around, maybe. At least in terms of how the points ended up going out. Ludovic Charette's coming in that 14, but he couldn't get around Caleb Rose. And I think, Stewart alluded to it, if Blaine did not have the rough start to the season that he had, I think he would be in position to be winning this title right here. Came into this race 8th in points, 71 behind, though, and this is too far back, obviously, to catch up to Ludovic Charette. But there's so many races, and we talked about this in the Wawa Cup Series this past year. If Nicholas Samadeo won just one race, he would have been the champion. Not necessarily a situation like that for any of these guys, but if a couple things went a different way throughout the season, Blaine might have a shot here. But Ludovic Charette going for second, Samadeo falling back in that 23. And this is going to get interesting. There's Trey Bartow in the 18, who's about one position behind Samadeo now. Hamill's still in his respective position, and Ludovic Charette there a couple positions ahead of Hamill. And I think right now, Beacom Quantum Racing has it back in that owner's title. And they've been the leader in the Owners' Championship this entire season as well. And I'm sure the Kyler Sestrade would not want to lose that. Get the driver's title, get the owner's title all at once. But Stewart, what's going on with you guys here? Falling off here early on here in this Wawa 250.
Yeah, not sure what's going on. Both trucks struggling a little bit for speed because Derek dropping back a little bit as well. So that's... yeah, not sure what the go is there. Unfortunately, maybe some adjustments need to be made when the pit stop comes around, although Nick's got back to the bottom, which is the best possible outcome there, and so fingers crossed he can move his way back through, and Derek can get his way back to the bottom as well. But the top four have long gone away from the field. And I want to give a quick little shout out as well to the 38 truck as Ladovic goes to the inside of Caleb Rose for second. But Avery Alford, 29th in points coming into this race. And right now, looking to, on the inside of the 33 and maybe trying to go to the inside of the 14 of Charette. Of course, he's the Sprint Series champion. And we'll be moving to the Cup Series with Hairgel Motorsports next year. And we've seen the Hairgels team with Diacomo been quite competitive. They won with Dawn last week at Talladega. So clearly the 38 doing a solid job at the moment. And we'll see what Alpha can do in the Cup Series.
And, I'm sure Hairgel's loving this one. Avery Alford, he's outperforming that truck. We said that all season long with Rogel Dorn when he was with Full Frontal Motorsports. This truck shouldn't be running fourth right now, but Avery Alford's got it up here with the Turkey Hill Truck Series champion and Blaine Keys. And also, shout out to Caleb Rose. He's been kind of all over the place, but as of late, he has been coming on strong. He's 13th in the championship standings right now, so, he almost won last week at Talladega. I mean, one wrong move right there at the end. If he just stayed to the inside, he probably would have gotten it, but I'm sure he's got a chip on his shoulder from that, and that's pushing him a little bit further along. So here's the thing. Back to the owner's title. Yeah, now that you got Hamill slipping back, though, I was about to say Trey Bartow's the big wild card in this one because Bartow has not been near as strong as his teammate. They've been able to kind of keep themselves in that lead in the owners. And he's kind of the wild card in this race, kind of running mid-pack, but Hamill fell back quite a bit there as well in the 51, and with the two beacon cars, ahead of San Mateo and Bartow.
Oh, hello.
As we got a caution.
Oh.
Rogel
Dorn in the 4, Andrew Miller in the 41. Yeah, other than that win, Rogel is happy to be done. That's all I'm going to say about that. As I was about to say, I actually want to get my thought here fully laid out. With the Beacon cars ahead of the Grattan cars the way they currently are, they're first and third, respectively, and the Grattan cars are second and fourth. Right now, the Beacon Quantum Racing team has the owner's lead. But we got a cycle of pit stops. Now, this is going to get a little interesting because I don't know, because it was going to be about a 22-23 lap fuel run here, and guess what? That's where we're at right now. So this could get a little dicey. The last pit stop of the season, maybe. Will it be a fuel mileage race? Maybe with these caution laps, they will be able to make it to the end, no problem. But hey, stranger things have happened, and you got to be careful. So Blaine Keys will lead them down the pit lane here with Ludovic Charette, Caleb Rose, Avery Alford, Logan Williams there, looking for his third win of the season. I don't think we've yet to have a driver win 3 races yet this year. The most anyone has won is 2. Blaine Keys and Logan Williams trying to become the winningest driver of the season here tonight. We'll follow with the one machine. And I would imagine it's probably going to be a 4-tire stop for these guys, and it will be. So Blaine's got 4 tires going on for him. We'll move up front. Caleb Rose has that first pit stall. And we'll have to see if he has an advantage being in that first pit stall. Not going to be the case, though, I don't think. Blaine Keys going to beat Ladovic out. Logan Williams is there. Caleb's actually going to gain a couple of spots, I do believe. And Blaine Keys will win the race off with Ladovic Charette, Caleb Rose, Logan Williams, Roberto Crown Jr., the top 5. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night. Rogel Dorn and Andrew Miller. I had some contact in the pit lane between Fitzwater and Aaron Abel as well, but we'll see what all happened there. And then we'll get back to racing here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, the last race of the year on the channel. The Wawa 250 here, the finale of the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Alright, so this is what happened here. No contact. Andrew Miller in the 41. That looks like a possible tire issue because there's no smoke, and we saw what happened to Josh Williamson earlier on. And then at the same time, Rogel Dorn blew up. So it was 2 separate things that ended up happening right there. That's a tough break for Rogel. I mean, Rogel would have had a much better season if things like this did not happen to him more often. Pit road issues. The one race he won was a race without pit stops, so go figure with that. And then Andrew Miller stopping on the racetrack was what brought out the caution, but no contact on the pit lane, so going to give us a restart here. Blaine Keys won the race off the pit lane. And it's going to be interesting because San Mateo kind of fell back a little bit there, and so did Hamill on that cycle of pit stops. So right now, Beacon Quantum Racing, they're in position to possibly win this owner's title, but we'll have to see. We're going to have 20 laps to go when you restart here in this Wawa 250. We're back here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, the last race of the year on the channel, the Wawa 250 here. Hope you all are having a wonderful Christmas holiday. I know, Stuart, by the time this goes up, it'll be Boxing Day already, so hope you're having a good Boxing Day in the future. Number one, Blaine Keys having a good day. He's led the most laps so far. Took the lead from the 13th starting position. You got Ludovic Charette. Caleb Rose in third, still hanging on up here. Logan Williams, and then Joe Rutkowski in the top 5. Now, in terms of the Owners' Championship, Nicholas Amadeo is 11th, and Derek Campbell fell back tremendously all the way down to the 21st position there in the 51. Bartos 12th, Ludovic Charette is 2nd, so as of right now, it's pretty clear and obvious that Beacon Quantum Racing has the Owners' lead, but we still have ourselves... It'll be 20 laps to go across the line, and hey, fuel mileage could become an issue. So I don't know what you guys think about that. I know it's right around the edge there. Those guys coming down the pit lane, about a 22-23 lap fuel run here, and that's right around the time they came down. With the caution laps, they might be good to go. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case. Here we go, back underway. 20 laps to go in the season for Blaine Keys and Team Velocestar. Caleb Rose already moving to the inside for second on Ludovic Charette. Ludovic has to be careful here. The only thing is, though, he has officially clinched the championship. It was both Avery Alford, should I say, Rogeldorn. Alford's going to be in that car next year. Rogeldorn and Josh Williamson out of the race. It is official that Ludovic Charette has won this Turkey Hill Truck Series championship. So, congratulations to him on that. We'll have more congratulations later on, but he's slipping back now in that 14. And Sam Adeo's trying to close back in on him. And this owner's title is still very much up for grabs here at Homestead.
Something else is going to get spicy up here at the front. We see Blaine Keys is leading this race. But here come the Williams brothers. Between Blaine Keys and the Williams brothers, they have more wins the past 6 weeks of the Detroit Pistons do. So that's an impressive statistic right there. But
I think we all have more wins than the Detroit Pistons in the last 6 weeks.
That's not saying a whole much, but his 39 truck is absolutely flying, and he's taking his brother with him. And you know, as we say, like if we were doing the championship based off of a committee, I think the final 4 would have been Blaine Keys and then these two Williams brothers right here. They've been absolutely on fire the past month and a half, and I think it's fitting that we might have a chance for arguably the 3 best trucks of the past month and a half to settle it out here for the final race of the season.
And that very well could be the case. Last mile and a half, Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, was won by Andrew Williams and Durrani Racing. So we'll have to see if they can pull something off. Meanwhile, Sam Amadeo, you know, he's putting Charette a little ways behind here. And Derek Campbell's not too far behind. And I think it's safe to say at this point now that Grattan has taken the Owners' Championship back away. But we still got a long ways left to go in this race, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't know about the fuel window either, so it's gonna be interesting. But the way they run right now, Grattan's back in the Owners' title lead. Caleb Rose back on Logan Williams there for third. A great battle here and a great run for Caleb in this race after initially a tough start to the season, but he definitely rebounded quite a bit. How about Roberto Crown Jr., Nathan Ormond working their way through the field here, 5th and 6th right now. That 24 is pretty fast here, and he's shown some signs of brilliance this season, but a lot of bad luck for this team. But, you know, he may end up closing the year out on a good note.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had some promising speed, Nathan Ormond, but hasn't quite gone his way on a consistent basis. Another thing we kind of neglected to talk about is this battle for second in the championship. These are the 2 guys right here, Rutkowski to the inside of Sam Amadeo. 2 points between those 2 guys. Obviously, the championship's now over. But Rutkowski could still grab second, and that was the key for... That's what Chase Harris said. He wanted to get Joe second in the points and win the team's championship, win the Owners' Championship. And, of course, Millennium is not looking likely at the moment for the Owners' points. But Rutkowski now ahead of the 23. I have no idea in terms of tiebreaker as to whether or not Rutkowski would have it over Sam Amadeo. But the 23 on the outside. So, not good for my heart. But... good for Ratkowski at the moment. Is he definitely, because Giacomo and Barretto just around the 23, so he's definitely up to second in points. I have no idea what the owners' points look like at this stage.
Well, at this stage, look at where the 14 and the 18 are.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have positions on both of them. Derek's right up here.
Boy.
Getting a little edgy there with Avery Alford, but Grattan still holds on to it for now, I believe, because with Williamson out, Stapleton's kind of nowhere to be found either. Those guys, a Triad, they really, and they're Stapleton kind of midway through, but still, that's not enough to get around Grattan Autosport or keep ahead of Grattan Autosport. And then the other contenders are Millennium Motorsports, and Philip Torres is too far back to really contend in that regard. So Grattan still holds on to it for now, but we got to be careful here as Derek Campbell keeps on smacking that outside. Back up front. You know, Blaine's not pulling away here. Andrew Williams is definitely a driver who could close in and possibly steal this one away. But Caleb Rose still hanging on as well. We got 11 laps to go in the season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series and 11 laps to go in the year.
Blaine Keys came down here to Southern Florida and opened the year with a victory, looking to cap off the year with a victory. I don't know if that's ever actually, when the last time that has been done on this channel before, and that's an impressive feat to be able to do, to start the year and to cap off the year in two different types of vehicles with victories. But he's going to have to fight Andrew Williams, who's been an absolute menace on these mile-and-a-half tracks the past couple of weeks. Arguably had the best truck at Chicagoland, just got caught in some bad luck because he got stuck behind his brother, but these top three have pulled away. It was 1.4 seconds back to Nathan Orman. It's now 1.6 seconds, and that deficit just keeps climbing as this field keeps going. Is that Drew Webb? It looks like he's worked his way to the...
Igor Barreto.
Oh, no, the Aflac machine up there found
That's
his
Brian
way
Webb.
Brian Webb, I'm sorry, I got the Webb brothers
Brian
messed
Webb,
up,
the other
but...
Webb, who does drive for Drew Webb. Meanwhile, I want to focus on this, but we got a hornet's nest going on back here. And Andrew Williams trying to peek down to the inside to possibly take this away. You know, Caleb's in a great position here. If they get side by side, he could pull it 3 wide. Here we go. For the race lead, Andrew Williams trying to take it away from Blaine Keys. We got ourselves 8 laps to go across the line. It's going to be a good finish here in this Wawa 250, but just keep in mind the fuel window may be an issue. It could be an issue. I'm not saying it will be, but I'm not holding my breath with that one. Williams could not hold the inside there, and Caleb Rose got another move to the inside, couldn't quite hold on to it, and they remain in their respective positions. Orman falling back, he's now 2 seconds off. Giacomo and Brian Webb there for position. Sam Video still top 10 right now. Hamill is ahead of both the Beacon Quantum cars, and Grattan Autosport still has the owner's title as of right now. And Blaine Key still has the race lead as of right now, but he doesn't have a big lead, and Williams still has a shot at this win.
Absolutely, I think it's unless the fuel runs out for some of these guys, it's going to be one of these three. You can't see Ormond; he's dropped back to 2 seconds off the lead, but still a good run for the 24, of course. But clearly, these 3 cars. I mean, we know that Rose has been quick in the last few races, and he's done a great job in that 33. But these 2 guys here, 52 and the 1. We know that Andrew Williams will be a team owner next year, but his performance as a driver this year has been fantastic. He finishes here. He probably ends up top 5 in points or close enough to it. I'm not sure. Same can be said for Keys. They're both, there or thereabouts. They're 7th and 8th in points, and finishing top 5 is a big deal. So
here we
go for the lead.
Trying to peek to the inside of Blaine Keys. If he holds the inside in the 1, he might have a shot here. It's tough to get that inside lane to work, especially at this late into a run, but they're going to be side by side off the corner here as well. And here we go, 5 laps to go in the Wawa 250. And we do have a 3-horse race for this win, especially if these guys tangle a little bit. Key's going to go way up high, and that might give an opportunity to Williams. They're still side by side for the race lead.
That one truck's been a monster on the top all night. The fact he's hanging with Andrew Williams and hasn't given up the position yet is incredible. Andrew's going to have to fight for this. This one truck has been an absolute monster on that top line. Oh, here we go. Caleb Rose is setting himself up down the back straightaway.
It's 3 wide for the race lead. 4 laps to go in the year. Key's going to clear him, though. That was a good move off the exit. I know you're happy about that one, but it's not over yet. 3 to go at the line here in the Wawa 250 at Homestead. Don't you just love this track, by the way? Why isn't the finale still here in real-life NASCAR? Why don't you answer me that? Blaine Keys, though, holding on. It's still not over for Williams or Caleb Rose, and all you got to do is beat them at the line. You don't have to clear them. Back here, San Mateo still in 10th. He's still battling with all these guys. Hamill, they're still ahead of these Beacon Quantum guys. And Stewart, it's looking all right for you guys for now. We'll have to see. We'll catch back on that at the end of the race. 2 laps to go here in the Wawa 250 for Blaine Keys. But Andrew Williams is going to try to get it here. He's got one more chance to win it.
Yeah, he needs to probably go to the... If he can get to the inside, the middle groove is probably the fastest one. I know that any line can really work, and Keys has been able to make that outside work, but if he could get just to the middle a little bit, he's not close enough at the moment. He's got to get a good run off of here and then maybe attack down the back straightaway.
White flag in the air, the last lap of the year here on the channel. And Andrew Williams trying to find a way to the inside of this one machine. He's going to have to find a run right here. He might have it. Does he have enough momentum to peek to the inside? He's all over the back bumper of Blaine Keys. Will he peek down and have a shot? He's got a nose. Here we go. It's going to be a close one here at Homestead. But Blaine Keys has the outside lane to his advantage. His 3rd win of the season. Blaine Keys bookends the year and wins the Wawa 250 at Homestead. And further back in the field, we did already mention it. Ludovic Charette has clinched the Turkey Hill Truck Series Championship. How about that for Beacon Quantum Racing? And let's see here. Nicholas Samanio finishing 17th. Derek Hamill finishing 15th. Ludovic finishing 18th. Barto finishing 22nd. Philip Torres, where did he finish? He's not ahead of those guys. Grattan, Stewart, I should say. Stewart, I think you guys got it. I think you guys are the owners' champions. Barely.
I don't know. That 36. I think the 36 maybe. Oh, no, they were a bit far behind.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. We'll catch that. We'll get that for you guys here in just a second. Blaine Keys, though.
Kowski's definitely second.
Wins the Wawa 250 here at Homestead. Ludovic Charette wins the Turkey Hill Truck Series Championship, and I'm pretty sure Grattan Autosport has just won the owner's title here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. We'll get to that in a second, but what a race to cap off the year. Blaine Keys pulls it off, and the 3rd win for Blaine. I'm sure you're happy about that one, Matt.
That was, I said in the pre-race he was going to win from 13th on the grid, and he said, well, we'll just go take the lead from 13th on the grid as fast as possible, and really never looked back after that. That truck was an absolute monster the second half of the season, and caps off the year with his 3rd win of the season, our 4th as a team, giving us as many wins this year as the Washington Wizards have, so another impressive feat for us. But it was a good return for Team Velocistar in our return to racing on the channel. Shout out Andrew Williams, who had an unbelievable second half of the year. Caleb Rose, top three for number 33, and Nathan Orman closing out the year on a high note. I know that team's had some chaos this year, but a great run for him. And Brian Webb running out the top 5 for his brother's team. Another guy who had not the best of seasons, but a great finish for him this year.
Absolutely. We've got some surprises up there, but I don't think it's a surprise who won this race with Blaine Keys pulling it off in that one machine. Take a look at the rest of the results right there, and we knew that this championship was clinched once we saw Rogel Doran and Josh Williamson in those respective positions. And we'll pull up here, and, Stewart, I think you guys got this owner's title, but regardless of the fact, what a season for you guys, and, looking forward to next year in the Wawa Cup Series. I know you want to push that Grattan Autosport propaganda. You got the Turkey Hill Truck Series champion on your team in the Wawa Cup Series next year. How excited are you for that?
Oh, I am absolutely over the moon for Ludovic because he's had a phenomenal year, very consistent. I know it wasn't the best result for him tonight, 18th place, but he'll end up with the most top 10s for the year, and that about sums it up, really. 11 top 10s, more than anybody else in 18 races, and that consistency has been king for him. And so, yeah, thrilled for him personally, and it's great, obviously, for me having him on the team. And obviously, Matt, your team has been quite strong as well, and so that's a promising sign that we could translate that into your driver results. And of course, finishing top 4 in the points last year as well. So, strong driver lineup. I'm looking forward to that. I'm a bit disappointed, I must say, for Nicholas Samadeo. He finishes 17th. The fact that he didn't end up finishing second in points, and Joe Rutkowski, a big shout out to Joe, because he had a phenomenal year. It can't be understated to finish second in the points, 6th tonight. Had a very strong showing. Once again, I'm just disappointed he couldn't quite finish the year second in the points, but I hope that we got the team's points.
I'm calculating it right now.
So.
I have to do this manually.
I'm not
so, it takes a second, but just give me 1 second here, and we'll get this up. Yeah. Nicholas Samadeo finishing 17th. His teammate Derek Hamill, actually the highest finisher for you guys there. But the fact that Beacom Quantum Racing ended up in the position they did, it looks pretty good for you. We'll add on Millennium Motorsports here as well, just to confirm it, and we'll go ahead.
It's a tie.
No,
I think it's a tie.
It's not a tie. 4 points. You're going to see it right there. It's a 4-point win for you guys at Grattan Autosport. I only did the top 4 for Matt and Stuart's sake, but you guys see everything else right there. How about that? 4 points for Grattan Autosport, beating Beacon Quantum Racing. You know, if I'm Kyle Sestra, I'm happy that my driver won the championship, but I'm kind of disappointed that you led that whole time and you lost it at the end. Congratulations, Stuart, on the owner's title here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And that was an interesting way to pull it off, but you guys did it. And take a look at the rest of the results up top right there. Pull that back up for you guys. And that was a lot closer than anticipated, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I'm so glad that we ended up winning something this year, which is good.
It.
So, yeah, got it. It's a consolation prize, but yeah, I mean, obviously, a great year for both Derek and Nick. I think Derek probably ends up top 10 in points. I'm pretty sure. So, or if not, he was just outside the top 10, and obviously, Nick finishes 3rd. There we go. We got the actual points up. Blaine Keys, by the way, 4th in points with 3 wins. So, if he didn't end up having a poor start to the year, he probably, at least contends for the championship. He ends up ahead of guys like Stapleton and Diacomo, who are up there all year. So, yeah, it's a great year for the one team, and bookending the year is it's quite an impressive accomplishment, because he won three truck races and 3 cup races if you include the Smooth Fest. So 6 wins on the year.
He does.
So he'll be one to watch next year.
Absolutely, he does have 6 official wins as well. Obviously, got that Smooth Fest win, the first official race of the season, and what a season! What a season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and it's the last race of the year. This is the one where I always thank you guys so much for all the support, and what a year it was. Obviously we had so much fun with the Wawa Cup Series. The Circle Truck Series was a lot of fun as well. And just behind the scenes, it was around July when, everything behind the scenes for me in my career, more specifically, just completely changed over on its head. And my whole work schedule, everything just was so much different. I'm a lot busier now, working a full-time job, 45 to 50 hours a week, and you know what? I still absolutely love this, and obviously making time for it, and I'm in a great place with all of that. I'm very thankful for all of that. But in all that change, all this stayed the same, and I appreciate all you guys just sticking around, enjoying these races, especially guys like Matt and Stewart, who were essentially in the booth for every single race this year. You guys had a lot of fun with us as well, and just all the guys who co-commentate. Another huge thanks to Caleb for coming on board, doing everything for us with the Rowdy Energy Pro Series, doing that great race last night with the Christmas Eve Showdown. He'll be doing the IndyCar Series next year. Also would like to thank Harris Yellow. You may have noticed a whole change in the graphics package. He's been doing that for me. He's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes with the graphics, and I appreciate all of his help with that. And then, of course, our moderators on the channel, or on the Discord, more specifically, Nathan, Travis, and Igor. They do an excellent job making sure you all stay in shape, and, you don't do anything stupid over there. It's all good. And it's a great community that we've built, and I'm very appreciative of that. I'm very thankful for it, and, you guys have been a part of my life for so long now. Yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of me creating this channel, so It's been a decade. Not with the NR side, but this channel itself was created December 24th, 2013. It has been 10 years since I created this channel. I didn't think when I was, a 14-year-old kid and thinking it was just going to be a gaming channel that it would have gotten to this point, and I'd still be doing it at this point. But I got to tell you, it's been life-changing. It's been such a blessing, and I cannot thank all you guys enough for it. And that's all I got to say, man. Thank you. That's just all I got. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Boxing Day, especially if you're someone like Stuart and this race is going up on December 26th. Happy whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. Thank you guys so much for watching this whole year. It has been a blast, and hey, we ain't too far away from the Wawa Cup Series. 6 weeks from now, we got the Smooth Fest. January 19th in the Discord. Wawa Cup Series signups if you don't already have a ride, so stick around for that. It's in the Discord. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. Thank you guys so much for watching this Wawa 250. Congratulations to Blaine Keys for winning this race. And, of course, congratulations to Ludovic Charette, your 2023 Turkey Hill Truck Series champion. That's it. That's the last race of the year. We'll see you in 2024. We'll have the top 25 closest finishes of the year, of course. This race might be a part of that one. That'll be the last video on New Year's Eve, and then we're rolling into the 2024 Wawa Cup Series. Huge thanks to Matt Tuck and Stuart Grant for joining me here tonight, and of course, once again, a huge thank you to all you guys for all the support throughout the entire year. You make this what it is, and I would not be able to do this without you guys, and I cannot thank you guys enough, as I have thanked you guys enough already in this video. I'll let you get to the rest of your Christmas night. Congratulations to Blaine Keys. Here are the final point standings for the Turkey Hill Truck Series after 18 races. And as always, I will see you guys later.